Power rankings are back for this week, so let's jump into this. What is up, football fans? I was feeling indifferent about the power rankings. Not, again, the pick segments, the power rankings, not the most popular. So I was like, should I continue them? Should I continue to do them? And I put two polls out. I put a poll here. Should I continue to do it? 76% of 1,100 of you guys said yes. And then on Twitter, I asked the same question, and 68.5% of 321 of you guys said yes. So I'm going to do it again. So we'll see. We'll see how this pans out. You like it? Hit the thumbs up. That's how I'll know. Hit the thumbs up. If we get a lot of thumbs up, it means you guys like it. So we're going to do the power rankings again, 10 to 1. And then I'm going to give you guys my picks and all that good stuff. But before we jump into this, I have to shout out somebody real quick. And I found them, funny enough, being tagged in their work. And that is Family Printing. Now, I'm going to post their website below. And they have some fantastic stuff. I'm going to make myself disappear so you can see it. FamilyPrinting.com. I bought this shirt, Keep Doubting Us, for me and my father. We Draft the Right Guy. They even have Keep Doubting Us for the Heat. The Revenge Tour for Tua. Mike, like, they have all this great shirts. They have baby stuff as well. Go check them out. FamilyPrinting.com. Go check him out. Really great guy I got to talk to. So go check him out. And yeah, so let's jump into the power ranking. And we're going to start with 10. Now, there's some honorable mentions. You know, Washington's playing really well. Seattle's kind of playing really well, even though they got completely destroyed by the 49ers. There's some teams that are on that cusp. Even the Lions are playing well. I'd have them probably at 11. That are coming up on that ranking. But we're going to start at 10. And at number 10, I have the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the Baltimore Ravens lost big time, bad, to the Cleveland Browns, 13-3, and that's why I have them all the way down at number 10. They are 9-5 still, better record than some of the other teams I have above them. But for me, going into Week 16, I think the teams that I have above the Ravens have played better, have played harder than the Ravens, who are dealing with injuries and had a very bad showing against the Cleveland Browns. So I still have them as a top 10 team, and they are going to make the playoffs, I think, as a wild card. But I do not have them higher than 10 because, again, they're just not showing up lately. They are kind of faltering down the road. My number 9 team, this team, you know, a lot of people doubted what they could do. They went in, they did their thing. Unfortunately, they did not win. But to me, the fight that they showed is why I have them at 9. They were number 10 for the last time I did the power rankings, and now I have them at number 9 as the Miami Dolphins. Went into Buffalo in the cold, snow in the fourth quarter, and came out losing only by 3. And there were some mistakes on the offense, the defense, and on Tua that kind of cost them the game. And I think that it was a hard-fought game, and I think that game shows that this Dolphin team can hang with the best of them if they can just get those little mistakes taken care of. Definitely think so, and that's why I have them up 1 position from the last time I did it, which was like probably, I think, a week ago, where I had them at the 10 spot after, I think, losing to Seattle. Not Seattle, either the Chargers or San Fran. I had them drop down to 10, but now I have them at 9. I think teams are going to have to really watch out for the Dolphins, especially when they get in the playoffs. They're going to be a dangerous team to take on. The number 8 team I have is the LA Chargers. The LA Chargers went neck to neck, I was going to say, head to head with the Titans, tied with, like, I think it was like 50 seconds left. Herbert marches them right down the field, gets them in field goal range, wins the game. Herbert overall in that game didn't do well. 313, no touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. But that last drive showed that he's turning that corner and doing really well because, you know, this past year he's done really poorly in some fourth quarter situations, throwing interceptions. But he did well, and again, they beat the Dolphins. And if they didn't beat the Dolphins the way they did, I would have the Dolphins above the Chargers. Because of the way the Dolphins played better, in my opinion, than the Chargers did this week. But the fact that the Chargers beat the Dolphins the way they did is why I have the Chargers at number 8. The number 7 team is the Dallas Cowboys. Now, in my opinion, the Dallas Cowboys have dropped. They lost to the Jaguars 40-34 in overtime. That's why I had them drop so far. Again, the Jaguars probably be my 12th, 13th team if I did a full 32-team power ranking. But I got the Cowboys at number 7 for that exact reason. They lost to the Jaguars. Didn't look too swift in that game. Trevor Lawrence looked fantastic. Looked like he's starting to come into his all. So very interesting to see what the Jaguars could do. But again, I got the Cowboys at number 7. Now it started getting difficult for me. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was very difficult for me to try to interchange them and put who I wanted to wear. But my number 6 team is the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings. I have them at number 6 because of how poorly they did in the first half against the Colts. But I also have them at number 6 because of how crazy that comeback was. An absolute ridiculous comeback. And that's why I have them at number 6 above the Cowboys, who, again, lost. Just ridiculous comeback. You know, Kirk Cousins, 4 touchdowns. Dalvin Cook, 95 yards. Just ridiculous game. Clinched the NFC North. So got them at my number 6. My number 5 team. Now we're getting to the top 5s. My number 5 team is the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals at halftime were down 17-3. Another game where they had to come back from a deficit, and that's why I have them at number 5 and not any higher, because it was another situation where they weren't playing great in the first half and then blew up in the second half. Again, it was 17-3 at halftime, and then they only allowed 6 points in the second half, whereas they scored 31 points. Another team got to look out for, the Cincinnati Bengals. My number 4 team completely destroyed one of my teams that probably be around 12, 11, 10, 12, 11, or 13 on my power ranking is the San Francisco 49ers, 21-13. Purdy looked pretty good. Again, Brock Purdy, they are putting him in situations where they're not asking him to do too much. It's just get the ball to whoever is available. McCaffrey's doing fantastic. Kittle is doing fantastic. Just Brock Purdy, don't make any mistakes. Throw to the open man. We're going to put you in a great situation. Just do what we tell you to do. And he's killing it. San Francisco is a team that's very dangerous, and I'm glad the Dolphins don't have their first-round pick anymore, because it is now a late-round pick. And in hindsight, getting Bradley Chubb for a late first is a steal. So, San Francisco, yeah, my number 4. Now, my top 3. You obviously know who my top 3 are. And I put them in this specific order because of the way they performed this past week. So my number 3 team is the Kansas City Chiefs. I have them at number 3 because they had to go into overtime, and it was against the very bad Houston Texans team, a 1-12-1 Houston Texans team. They got pushed to the limit. They did not play great. Had to go to overtime and win it there, especially because of a missed field goal. Kansas City, in my opinion, because of that, you're number 3 and not 2 or 1. And that's my reasoning for that. Number 2 team, Buffalo Bills. Again, went head-to-head with the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins put up a tough fight. Buffalo, you guys, this is going to be a battle for a while. I feel like it's back to the 90s with the Bills versus the Dolphins. It was a good fight by both teams. You guys came out. You did your thing. Dolphins defense couldn't stop you. Marched down the field, kicked the field goal, won the game. It was 29-29 with like a minute something left. No, 4 minutes left. You guys killed the clock for 4 minutes because the Dolphin defense couldn't get off the flipping field. Second best team. Best in the AFC, in my opinion. Obviously, you're the number 1 seed. So I got you guys at the number 2. And my number 1 team, it's not a secret, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. They have lost 1 game. But again, they barely beat the Bears. And Jalen Hurts is Hurts. So he might not play next week. But they already clinched pretty much everything. So my number 1 team is the Philadelphia Eagles. Be sure to comment below. Let me know what you guys think of my picks. Not my picks, my power ranking, because we're about to go into the picks. I'm going to minimize myself. We're doing this a little bit different. We're on ESPN here. I'm going to march it down. And, oh, I even have the line here that can help me. And we're going to go through the picks. So Thursday is Jags-Jets. So as Dolphin fans, we were rooting for the Jaguars because if the Jaguars beat the Jets and the Dolphins win the next 2 games, they clinch their playoff spot, which would be fantastic. It's an even line. I'm going to go with the Jets. They're the home team. I think the Jaguars are super hot in this one, but I think the Jets do bounce back. It also depends on who their quarterback is. If it's Zach Wilson, I don't know, but I'm going to go with the Jets in that one. And then we have Christmas Eve. We have Buffalo taking on Chicago. Buffalo is giving 9. I'm going to go with Buffalo. If Justin Fields is playing, I might bet the Bears with that line of 9. I think Justin Fields with his legs can get them some points and make it close. But overall, going with the Bills. Kansas City taking on Cleveland in Cleveland. Cleveland's giving 2.5. I'm going with the Browns. Even though Deshaun Watson isn't playing too great because he is rusty, I'm going with the Browns. I think they're the better team in that game, and they are home. Got Tennessee hosting the Houston Texans. Tennessee's only giving 5, which is very interesting. I'm going with the Tennessee Titans, both in the spread and straight up with this one. Houston is pretty much locking up that first overall pick, so at this point they're ready for the season to end. Then we have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Green Bay Packer fans are rooting for the Chiefs hard in this one. Chiefs are giving 9.5. They are home. I think the Chiefs are going to want to make a big bounce back and a big statement, especially after the way they played with the Texans. I see the Chiefs winning this one and possibly big by 10 points. So I go Chiefs both spread and straight up. Then we have the Minnesota Vikings hosting the New York Giants. Minnesota giving 3.5. I think it would be a close game. Minnesota kind of locked it in, but I don't even think they have a chance to get that number 1 seed unless there's a complete collapse from the Philadelphia Eagles. So they're probably still playing for something. I'm going Giants against the spread. I think it'll be close, but I'm going Vikings straight up. Then we have the Cincinnati Bengals heading to New England to take on the Patriots. Patriots are falling apart. Their offense is just not very good. Mac Jones is just not playing very good. Bengals are red hot right now. Cincinnati is giving 3.5, and they're on the road. I'm going Cincinnati with the spread and straight up. I think Cincinnati wins that one. Detroit Lions heading to Carolina to take on the Panthers. Fun fact, Panthers, Falcons, and I'm trying to think of the other, Saints, 5-9, all of them. Someone can still win that division, but I think the Lions are red hot right now. Given 2.5, I'm taking both spread and straight up. Baltimore hosting the Atlanta Falcons. Again, some battle of the NFC South could still happen, which is absolutely ridiculous with all these 5-9 teams. Baltimore. I'm going Baltimore. I don't know if I'm not going to go straight up Baltimore. I mean spread Baltimore. I'd probably take the Falcons with a 7.5 point spread, but straight up I'm going Baltimore. They're home. I think Lamar might be back. I'm not 100% if Lamar might be back, but still going Baltimore in that one. Then we have San Fran taking on the Commanders. Green Bay fans, you're rooting for San Fran in this one. I honestly think that San Fran is going to win this one. They're giving 7. They are home. I think it'll be closer than that. Commanders are sneaky good, but I'm going to go with San Fran straight up. This is a game. This is a really good game. I thought this probably should have been the Saturday night game. Is Cowboys hosting the Eagles. Very interesting. Dallas is giving 5, and the reason Dallas is giving 5 is because Jalen Hurts is probably not going to play. They're going to rest him on that one. That being said, I'm going to go with the Cowboys if they're resting Jalen Hurts. I think the Cowboys defense, and they need to bounce back off the Jaguars game. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys in that one. Then we have the Raiders taking on the Steelers. Steelers and Raiders, same. They're still kind of alive in the playoff race, but they need a lot to get done. Raiders with that crazy win off of the Patriots. Like, what was Jacoby Myers thinking? I'm going to go with the Raiders. I think Pickett's back for them at quarterback, but I just think the Raiders are just a little bit better. I'm going to go with the Raiders in that one. Packers Dolphins preview Friday for you guys. Dolphins are given 4, which is very interesting. But preview Friday for that one. You can check that out, and you can get my prediction there. Then we have the Broncos taking on the Rams. The Rams are completely falling apart. Broncos are actually giving 2.5. I agree with that. I go with the Broncos in that one. Tampa Bay taking on the Cardinals. I'm going Tampa Bay, even given 6.5. Cardinals are they're done. They're eliminated, and they want Cliff Kingsbury gone. They're just mentally checked out. So I'm going Broncos both straight up and with the spread. And then finally, on Christmas, the day after Christmas, we have the Chargers taking on the Colts. Dolphin fans, you want the Colts to win this one if they could. but I don't see it happening. I think the Chargers will come out with this one. I think Justin Herbert will have a huge bounce back game from last week with the 0 touchdown, 2 interception game. I take the Chargers with the spread and straight up. Now tell me, do you really want to go or live forever? But that is your picks. That is your power ranking. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think of my picks. Let me know what you guys think of the power ranking. If you agree or disagree, hit the thumbs up. It lets me know, hey, Doug, I like these picks and power ranking videos. Keep them coming. But yeah, do that, and it lets me know. But other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow with the Big O. And then we got a preview on Friday. But I hope you guys have a happy holiday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. But like usual, stay classy. Offense up.